Hello, guys. I hope you're having a very good day right now. I just wanted to explain to you in detail just what changed with my pre World Cup group and knockout predictions. I released one a couple of months ago. In that video, it had Argentina up against Brazil and Germany against England in the semifinals, with Argentina defeating Brazil in the South American Classic, watching on to see if it faces off against England or Germany in a final rematch. However, there are some things that just didn't make sense, just had to change. And this video is here to explain all that to you, just exactly what changed with my initial bracket prediction video. Flick is the manager of Germany. It just doesn't make sense. What was missing from it is that we already know what is going to happen against Brazil. We already know that Argentina defeated Brazil already in the Copa America final. We already knew that Argentina defeated Brazil in the qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken. They played two qualifiers. Argentina won 1-0, if I'm not mistaken. And that's how I remember it. Well, actually, the game ended in a draw, but Argentina, they don't lose to Brazil with the Messiah ever since the death of Diego Maradona. I think from a standpoint is that Neymar doesn't want to lose twice to Messi. There is a scenario where Brazil is going to have to rely on Argentina to prevent Germany from tying Brazil with the fifth World Cup. Germany against Brazil is much more dramatic instead of Brazil and Spain. Brazil and Spain, although it's a good football matchup, the comments of FIFA President Gianni Infantino has said, we will see the best ever World Cup in Qatar. And what exactly is he saying when he says this World Cup is going to be the best ever? Is that it's going to have the best matchups ever. You could ask, how come Argentina don't face off against France? Beat everybody. Beat France. Beat Netherlands. Beat Brazil. Defeat England or Germany in the final. Well, FIFA does like rematches. Diego Maradona suffered a heart attack. Argentina going to win the World Cup for Diego Maradona. Ironically, they would face off against Denmark, who had a player suffer a heart attack, cardiac arrest on the pitch during its last major competition when it was facing off against Finland in the Euro group stages. FIFA does like their rematches. The Artechi Franchi Cup of 1994 was played between the previous winner of the Copa America in 1993, Argentina, and the previous Euro winner of 1992, Denmark. Maradona played in that match. It was 1-1. It was decided in penalties. Maradona had the first penalty for Argentina. Argentina won 5-4 in penalties against Denmark. And so we see Denmark again. We see the Messiah winning the World Cup before Christmas. We see Argentina defeating the White Cross of Denmark that symbolizes Christianity. Having Argentina beat Denmark means that it's going to set up the hype against Argentina where, they only face Denmark. Wait till they face a real heavyweight of UEFA. Wait till Argentina faces Netherlands. Wait till it faces off against Germany. Wait till it faces off against France. Wait till it faces off against Portugal. Wait till it faces off against England. Argentina defeating Denmark means people are going to doubt Argentina the rest of the way because it's only Denmark. That's what they're going to say after the round of 16. This is not just any golden generation. This is a golden generation that continues to be doubted by the masses and the Europeans and the UEFA people who say, South America's weak. It's a bunch of minions in South America. The team are not strong in South America. I disagree with that. Chile's a strong team. I believe Uruguay had some strong teams in the past. They made it to the semifinals. They won the World Cup. They played in the inaugural World Cup. Colombia is very good. I like Cuadrado. I like Rodriguez back in the day. James Rodriguez. There's a Davis and Sanchez. So I disagree all that. But the point is that the hype train is going to set up to where Argentina, they haven't faced the best teams yet. So that's why they have Denmark. England against France is much more compelling than England against Denmark. England, Denmark, Brazil, Spain. That doesn't sound like the best World Cup ever that you can script it any better, according to Gianni Infantino. Gianni Infantino, the best World Cup ever, has a rematch between Portugal and Belgium. The Belgium golden generation that made it to the semifinals. It's their last time. Ronaldo can try to make it to a semifinal for the first time, following the footsteps of Portuguese footballing legend Eusebio. What's interesting about Portugal in the semifinal against England of this World Cup is that the last time England made it to a World Cup, they defeated to a final of a World Cup. The only time they made it to a final in the World Cup, they defeated Portugal in the semifinal of 1966. Uh, Ronaldo defeated England in the 2006 quarterfinal in penalties. So that is going to be a very interesting scenario to see. France, England. You have your English Man United fans who are like, Pogba, prima donna, Pogba. Finally, Man United get rid of the virus. And then England defeating Pogba is Pog virus, overrated, me Pope, prima donna, football's coming home, football, we beat the defending champions, football is coming home, football is coming home, it's 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 coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home. They could be singing that after they defeat France in the quarterfinals. So I think France ends the group stage spell this year. I think they're setting up the Denmark beating France in the League of Nations to cast doubt against their ability to defeat Denmark. They're casting doubt in their ability to do well in the group stage, casting doubt in their ability to make it to the knockouts so they have them lose to Switzerland in the Euros. So my point is that England and France are regional rivals. The hype is there. England and France could have been the final of 2018. I think that match is all about England showing that it didn't purposely lose to Croatia to avoid France, that England can go up against the very best of the best. They're casting doubt on England because I would love to see a Ghana in the knockouts. I'd love to see Senegal in there. I just feel that it's rigged to have Qatar in the knockouts to expand the game to Qatar, as we saw in the 2002 World Cup, where it's held at Asia, that they're trying to expand the game to Asia, that they had South Korea in the semifinals. Well, I'm just going to keep on going until the theory is tested, but I'll keep on going this year. I'm going to say that Notre Dame will win a championship sometime during the presidency of Joe Biden. So I think there's going to be a little Judas angle with Brian Kelly if Notre Dame does win. But staying back on topic here, Portugal, De Bruyne, Lukaku, Sanchez, Ronaldo. Ronaldo is well rested. If Ronaldo's not playing every match day for Man United, he's going to be rested for the World Cup. So that will factor into the advantage of Cristiano Ronaldo. Having Ronaldo and Messi in the semifinals will produce the most drama ever. Messiah will win. Will defeat Netherlands because Netherlands has 86 World Cup goals all time. And so Argentina will defeat Germany in flick because Messiah has to beat Germany in flick. It's too coincidental to be true. If you have Argentina against Germany in three finals, you can still have Argentina defeat Germany in the semifinals. The last match at the Maracana in the final, he could defeat Germany to make it to his next final. Even though Brazil is the match at 25, he wins his 25th match in a replay of the 2014 final at the Maracana at Brazil. So that is the interpretation right there. Argentina 1-3 knockout versus Germany for Messiah. The 13th World Cup was 86. So that's what I see right there with Flick in his 86 matches with Bayern. The first loss for Flick, I believe, as German manager, is going to happen against Messiah. I think the first loss for Van Gaal with the Netherlands will happen against Argentina. It is Netherlands that has Demacia of 48 and Argentina's 48th World Cup win. You're going to say, well, how come the 47th win against France? Well, I will go with the Christian Eriksen angle. He's not playing with Denmark, but they're going to beat the team with the cross on the logo. So Argentina against Denmark is going to produce some Christianity symbolism with the Messiah. Everyone's going to say, "Oh, the FIFA, it's rigged. FIFA wants Messiah against Ronaldo in the final." Well, FIFA wins because FIFA says, "Hey, you see, it's not rigged. You said we wanted Messiah against Ronaldo in the final. It's not rigged. Messiah did not face off against Ronaldo in the World Cup final. The whole world is watching to see if Messiah face off against Ronaldo in the final when it faces off against England." I do like the cross on the Portuguese national team logo. Ronaldo will throw the match. He does not want to lose to Messiah again. Ronaldo will be sus. He does not want to lose to Messiah again. Ronaldo's going to know what the script is. Ronaldo's going to throw the match in the semifinals. Portugal will throw the match against England. Ronaldo will not, his ego will not take the fact that he loses to Messiah in the World Cup final. I like the comment from, let me go back to the video, but he was saying that Cristiano means Christian, that the Christian believes in the Messiah, that the Christian follows the Messiah. So yeah, that means if Argentina go up against Portugal in the final, that the Cristiano must follow the Messiah. XR Pedro says this. Yeah, it makes a good point there, but remember, the Jesuits are the ones that rigged the World Cup this year. Bergoglio's 86th birthday. George is Jorge in Spanish. George is Jorge in English. Vice versa. Jorge is George in Spanish. A day after his 86th birthday, Messiah beat the St. George Cross of England. The Jesuits are scripting the World Cup. It is all a Jesuit script because the Jesuit order was founded at Paris, France. Messiah plays at Paris, France. He plays where the Jesuit order was established. Francis is the first Jesuit pope. He celebrates his 86th birthday because he's a big fan of football. He celebrates his birthday seeing Argentina win the World Cup for the first time since 1986. Bergoglio born 36. Jesuit order established September 27. Well, September and 27 adds up to 36. Or A, Bergoglio by itself is the March of 82. The 2 days after September the 27th is December 18th of 2022. Jesuits are Freemasonic Catholics. That's what the Jesuits are. They have the little rays on the Society of Jesus logo. It's a strong parallel to the Argentina logo. The the fact that makes Ronaldo going to lose the semifinals, just the fact that millions and millions of dollars are bet on the World Cup. It's the most bet match in the world. It's the most betting. It's the most betted on sporting event in the world. Everyone's going to win on Messiah. Everyone's going to start believing it's going to be Messi against Ronaldo. The sports books kill. The offshore sports books kill it. The Messiah Ronaldo parlays busted. There's no Messiah Ronaldo final. The offshore sports books win. They make a killing off of Ronaldo losing the semifinals. Don't underestimate the ability of millions upon millions of offshore illegal sports betting having an impact on the matches. That's why France beating England is compelling. And France being upset by England, no one's going to believe England beat Portugal. If England beat Portugal, if they pull off the upsets, it's the symbolism. It's George Francis, George Bergoglio, George Francis, George Flag beat France. Would that be the most dramatic final ever, Messiah against Ronaldo? It would be. We never see the very best of the best happen. We never see Rodgers against Brady in the Super Bowl. We've never seen LeBron James against Kobe Bryant in the NBA Finals. The GOAT case is undisputed if you have Messiah defeat Ronaldo in the final. That's why it can never happen. And the sports books will make a killing. Everyone believes it's Messiah Ronaldo, but England is in the final. Diego Maradona is smiling above when England loses. The world is smiling when Messiah wins before Christmas, the most popular football star ever in the world. Football's not coming home for the arrogant English. The world is celebrating. Argentina is the golden generation with the immortalized Messiah replacing the immortalized Diego Maradona. You celebrate new immortalized idols. That's what Lionel Messiah is. Maradona smiling above when the VAR of God takes over. Yoo-hoo! Handball, it's not a goal. Erase the goal. There's no goal for you. It's the VAR of God coming on. It's a handball. It's no goal. Canceled out. Canceled out. Canceled out. So happens to be that Society of Jesus is Gematria 56. So 56 days from September 27 to the first World Cup match, November 22 of 2022. England in the first final in 56 years. A perfect 1-0 win is for Messiah and Maradona in the final. A free kick for Messiah in the 85th. The range is the 85th to the 88th minute. I see the free kick. Where I will go with minute 57 for the free kick for Lionel Messiah against England and Jordan Pickford. Argentina is the land of silver. They finished silver all these times because it lines up with Maradona being idolized as living. He's living his life as God. He's living his life as God. Argentina is the land of silver. In English, the name Argentina comes from the Spanish language. The name itself is not Spanish but Italian. Argentina means the Italian of silver, silver color derived from the Latin argentum for silver. So Argentina, England finished silver again. They are the new silver medalist team. They finished silver for 2 straight competitions in a row. They've taken the place of Argentina as the silver medalist. That's why England's going to lose the final. And then if you talk gematria, Inglaterra has gematria of Messi. I think England having gematria of 57 and 30. Ligue 1 wins 30 years later after Messiah win the World Cup against England. Messi just happens to have same gematria as Inglaterra. That's how we know the script is England in the final. It all ties into the birthday of Pope George being the St. George flag and the Messiah wins before Christmas. Think about the St. George's flag, St. George flag. The English monarch paid an annual tribute to the Doge of Genoa for this privilege. They adopted a saint outside of England because it would cause some rivalry issues, some regional rivalry issues if they pick a saint in a region of England in a rival region wouldn't like uh, that particular saint is chosen. So the symbol was adopted. George became associated as patron saint of England after the English Reformation. Since then, the flag is commonly identified as national flag of England. Saint George is also the patron saint of the Spanish semi-autonomous region of Catalonia. The Catalan region has adopted the St. George flag. So Messiah, after leaving to the city where the Jesuit order is established, he's going to defeat the St. George's flag. That's also the patron saint of Catalonia, where he used to play at, with Barcelona. George also has Gematria of Qatar, George in Qatar. George is Gematria of Qatar. Gematria of England. England is a simple Gematria of 57. That's why I like the fifth of 7 matches at Losail Iconic Stadium for the Golden Generation in the King Messiah at his palace is going to happen in the final against England. 10 matches at Losail Stadium, 5 involve Argentina. That's the whole meaning of Inglaterra having simple gematria of 105. So yeah, PSYOP is on. That'd be the most dramatic World Cup ever. We could see a potential Messi-Ronaldo World Cup final and semifinal match number 2. This is how it becomes the most watched World Cup ever. Messi and Ronaldo in the semifinals. FIFA already has made the killing. I think we need the whole world united around the Messiah against England. I think everyone was rooting for Italia against England in 2021. You just have to understand why the Jesuits are rigging the World Cup. It will be 8 years, 5 months, 5 days later from July 13th. 8 years, 5 months, 5 days. It's in plain sight. Messiahs, Dopo, Gematria of 85. Jesuita, 22nd trophy for Argentina in the World Cup final. Dorado, gold, golden, England, golden generation. Messiah takes the cross. They celebrate George's birthday being the St. George's cross. It's a Jesuit ritual in full force. The Jesuit ritual is going to play out. It's going to favor the offshore sports betting. Ronaldo Messi is denied. Messiah defeat England. Diego Maradona is smiling when England gets screwed again. Diego Maradona is smiling above when England loses the final again. When they lose to Argentina again. It begins against the cross of Denmark. It ends against the cross of England. He faces the cross against Iceland in the prior World Cup. He faces off against three crosses. We're just left with the Finnish flag. We're just left with the Finnish flag. Well, yes, these are the matchups that need to happen. Seeing the 86 pop up for the Netherlands and Germany is going to make this super compelling. Ronaldo resting and not playing with Man U is going to favor Ronaldo in his prospects of having a big World Cup. And no Brazil against Uruguay, having Son in there, having an Asian team in there. That's probably why I go with South Korea there. England, oh, they only played Qatar. They only played Qatar. Then the shocker of the tournament happens in the quarterfinals. I think Infantino is right. This will be the greatest World Cup ever. This will be the greatest World Cup ever. These are the matchups that need to happen. I mean, but let's face it, Argentina against Germany. Argentina, they face off against Ronaldo. They face off against England. Diego Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo. I go to Argentina England rivalry, that's for sure. Save the very best for last. The hand of God, and then the greatest goal ever, the free kick goal. After the hand of God goal and the work of magic, beating five defenders, Diego Maradona, we need the next greatest goal ever in the World Cup to be a free kick, 1-0 Argentina defeat England in the 85th, 86th, 87th minute. That'd be the best poetic way to end the World Cup. You might disagree with me and think Messiah beating Ronaldo is the ultimate touch, but I do like the cross George symbolism with Bergoglio. Start to wonder if England's going to win the next Euro of 2024. It could happen. It could happen. It definitely could happen. Roberto Martinez in Belgium defeats Spain. I think the Spanish manager, they'll probably be the finishing touches for Belgium. They get an easy draw. They get an easy draw. Can you see it? Can you see it? England, they get Qatar. They get Qatar. They get Qatar. They get Qatar, but it's not going to be that easy the rest of the way. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Messi's gematria of England. Messi's height of 5'7" Messiah. And the gematria of Qatar of England just seems like it's always going to be set up that way by the numbers. England having gematria 57 don't mean that England going to win the World Cup. It just means that Messiah going to defeat England in the final. Pick apart Gianni Infantino's head. Gianni has gematria 36. He has gematria 36 years later. He probably knows who's going to be facing who before it all happens. Of course, he says the World Cup can be the best ever because the best ever is going to win the World Cup. He says it's going to be the best ever. Best ever, Gematria 33, Argentina 3-3 in the final. Best ever. I agree with Mr. Infantino. Argentina go 42 or 43 or 44 matches unbeaten. Neymar gets to secretly root for Argentina and Messiah. I can already see Messiah avoid beating Mbappe, so Mbappe doesn't start to get jealous because Messiah has to keep the PSG front three in harmony. The natural born leader to win the Champions League after winning the World Cup to be undisputed Ballon d'Or, Lionel Messias. And after that, I just don't think there's any more left for him to prove in club football. I genuinely believe that the very best of Messiah is saved for last. He will walk away from Europe at the very best of the best. We will start to wonder how long Little Messiah can play after he leaves for Inter Miami after this year. So you might disagree. You might say Argentina and Portugal, more dramatic final. Although I still believe Argentina England is a very strong rivalry. The rivalry angle is there. Brazil, we already know what's happening with Brazil. We already know we, they can't beat them in two tries. I don't. It's just not gonna. I just don't see it happening, man. I don't see it. So Alemania, Germany in Spanish. So I do see England in the final 56 years later after Germany to face off against Argentina, who just defeat Germany. Also, England's last World Cup appearance was against Germany, Alemania, and Argentina in there after beating Alemania. So, yep, some upsets. Some people doubt Portugal. However, that's still a very good side. Bernardo Silva, Ronaldo Sanchez, Fernandez, Pogba, Vitinha. Are these guys going to play on Portugal? We don't know. Those are blockbuster matches. Those are blockbuster matches. I'm now entirely convinced that Brazil to be 6-5 in the knockouts since the last title, 6-5 knockouts since the 2002 final, because Flick is born in 65, goes undefeated. Again, the blitzkrieging machine is back against Messiah, but against Emiliano Martinez. They lose out on Messiah. They lose out on Messiah. That's how I see it. They lose out on Messi. They have, Messi having to match 65. Flick is going to have to go up against Messiah. It is Kane that has Pythagoras Gematria 13. Argentina can win the World Cup for the first time since the 13th World Cup. Kane has Gematria 13. And the thing about Argentina Germany is that Argentina entered the semis with 86 prior matches versus Germany because that's who they beat in 1986. That is the interpretation. 86 prior matches. It enters the semifinals against Germany. 86 prior matches in the World Cup before faced off against the team it won in 1986. So, they can't beat your way far. They can't beat your way far. Well, I say the golden generation will hand the Netherlands Van Gaal his first loss, and they're going to hand Flick his first loss as German manager. And so, yes, the revenge against Germany is on. It is on. The revenge against Germany. And Germany, I think they're 4-4 in the World Cup final. Let's take a look. So again, a Germany knockout record is going to be 2-1. 2-1 since 2014 because of Qatar. Because of Messias without the double S. It'll be 2-1. Germany will be 2-1. So Germany is going to remain at 44. It's going to remain at 4-4 in the final. It'll be attempting to make its next final after beating Argentina. It was 4-4 after defeated Argentina in 2014. The Messiah will keep it at 44. They beat the Messiah. The Messiah win against Germany. That's what I like about Germany against Argentina. Is that the state of Qatar, Germany, they remain at 4-4. Argentina make it. Argentina make it. It is on Dieter Flick that has Gematria 72. The World Cup finals on a date numerology of 72. So Germany in the semifinals is going to be very probable. However, Messiah shall deliver. There won't be any problems with Argentina defeating Germany. It's pretty much in the cards. If Argentina face off against Germany, you know it's on. We know it's on. The first match was in penalties, 1-1. I decided in penalties, 4-2 in penalties. That was 2006. I think 2010 was 4-0. If I'm not mistaken, 2010 was 4-0. Messi winning the year 10 was just a psyop. It was 4-0. Diego Dimaggio 40. It was a scripted match. It was a scripted match. There's no doubt about it. 4-0 2010. And then 1-0 in 2014. So one goal Argentina, six for Germany, six for Germany. A two-goal Argentina when they take the lead. It's gonna be 1-0 Argentina. Germany six. A Messi 26 match World Cup final. I already see how the match is gonna be playing out. Argentina jump up ahead. Six Germany, two Argentina. Uh, Diego Maradona, Gematria 62. Uh, I can see seven Germany, two Argentina. If Germany score the goal, I think Argentina go, and it's go 3-1 Argentina defeat Germany. Oh, yeah, go, go, go! Woo! Yeah. How about that? How about that? 3-1. 3-1. I'd call it 3-1. 3-1 over Germany. 3-1. That'd be epic. That'd be very epic. Seven Germany, four Argentina. Yep, 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 yep. It is going to be a breather. It's going to be a breather. It's going to be a breather. It will be a breather in the semifinal, my friend. Don't worry. End of God, it's Gematria 74 and 47. It's going to be a breather. Uh, Brazil threw the match in 2014 because FIFA had to give Italia in Spain the World Cups after it screwed against them in 2002. Thus, it had to screw against Germany. So it owed the World Cup to Germany in 2014. So it had to screw over Argentina. Because it screwed over Argentina, Argentina can be rewarded the World Cup in 2022. So FIFA Mafia is always in full force. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. Argentina, the 13th knockout win since the 13th World Cup. It's going to be the next title. Next title. So 20th knockout tie appearance since 1986. 13-7, which is the 33rd prime. 137 is the 33rd prime number. Is 137. The final was on the 13th day of July of 2014. 20th knockout tie. Messi Dimancia 20. Marcel Dimancia 20. With his 20th knockout win if every single match ends in regulation. I don't think Messiah go to regulation. I think Messiah end every match in 90 minutes. That's what the golden generation has to do. You got to finish the opponent in the 90 minutes. That's what Messiah have to do. There's no extra time. There's no extra time against the Mickey Mouse, Saudi Arabia, and Mexico. Ain't no nothing. Denmark, I love him. Rally Ericsson, yay. But Denmark easily 90 minutes. Netherlands should be 60 minutes. Germany's going to be a blowout. The World Cup final, there's no extra time. 20 matches, Messi win World Cup. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, isn't there the dramatic World Cup? Germany against Brazil. Netherlands against Argentina. England against France. Belgium against Portugal. Look at that. France against Mexico, that's revenge for 2010, the group stage. France got knocked out, so I think they get revenge against Mexico. I just know Switzerland because they're the better team in that group. They beat France, so let's see how they do against Portugal. It should be a good match against Switzerland, I believe. Hopefully, Son scores a goal against South Korea. Croatia, the runner-up, Germany, the runner-up of the last World Cup, Croatia against Germany. Hopefully that one's a dandy, but be really surprised if Croatia have a close game in that one. England, they play a Mickey Mouse Club before the ultimate tie-up against France. Belgium against Spain is very good. It's very good. I think that's the most dramatic World Cup ever. I would love to see Argentina against Brazil and England against Germany, but I think it'd be more dramatic if we see Ronaldo and Messi in the semifinals. Only right that happens in their last World Cup to see the last moment of brilliance for Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro. Germany will be rooting for Argentina against England. Germany is going to be rooting for Argentina, especially after that made that German girl cry in the stands. They made the girl cry. Remember that? They were mocking her, naming her, crying in the stands. These English fans pointing lasers and all that, and attacking Italian fans. I think Germany is going to rally behind Argentina for the World Cup final against England. They just don't consider them a rival like the Netherlands or Italia, or another degree, Argentina and Brazil. I think Germany will be rooting against Argentina and they'll be rooting against England for the final. Is that the best World Cup ever? Is that the best possible World Cup? The best one has the free kick. Free kick goal. That'd be the greatest World Cup ever. My mamma mia, oh my mamma mia, if this does actually happen. Holy moly, Stromboli, holy hell, look at that. I'm thinking the bracket is final. There'll be a little variations for the round of 16 possibly. If they want an African team in there for the round of 16. Just can't see it for Ghana, Senegal. If I'm wrong about Qatar, however, Qatar is a bunch of bribing bastards. Sorry, that's bad news for Senegal. They'll take the cash. Shut their mouths. Yes, don't forget FIFA is a mafia. It's only the Netherlands. It's only Denmark. Oh, it's only England. Oops, that's the final. It's only England, and they beat France. Transitive property. Argentina, they avoid Belgium, they avoid Portugal. Please, 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 please. It don't matter. If Argentina beat the team that beat Portugal and France, that means Argentina are the best. Ronaldo crying. Ronaldo fans cry because, outside the bracket. Oh, the moral victory. The losing excuses are coming. They're coming. They can shut up about their demon Ronaldo and Messiah win the World Cup in the Champions League. Even though Argentina could face off against Brazil in a World Cup match because World Cup is gematria of 112, some things line up, but some things do not happen. In the 12th Argentina-Brasil match, it just makes sense to put Germany in there. Our Messiah have to defeat Germany. Germany has to accept their Messiah, little Messi. It must happen. It must happen. It must happen. I think Ronaldo has 23 World Cup matches. Messiah takes the cross, the cruise, the cross. Notice how Argentina's 2-3 in the final. Messiah about to take the cross. I guess it'll have to be a replay of the Hand of God game. Well, England's knockout record is with Southgate in all competitions, 8-3 with the final loss. 2-1 in 2018 World Cup. Because he lost in the semis. And of course, 3-1 in the Euro because it lost to Italia. Gematria of Italia is clear. Italia is gematria 52. So right now, Southgate is 5-2. He'd be 8-2 entering the final. That's gematria of Jorge Bergoglio having gematria of 82. In 82 days from the day that the Desert Order was founded to the final. And thus, after Argentina defeat Germany, they're going to beat Southgate in the final for Southgate to be 8-3. Germany is gematria of 83. So Argentina wins World Cup for the first time since it beat Germany. Southgate's knockout record is going to be 8-3. Football has gematria of 83 as well. I think it will be the greatest World Cup ever. I think we're set. I think we're set. We really are. It's going to be a thing of beauty. Those are the matches that deserve, that bring the hype in the ratings. Messi, and then Ronaldo, and then in between you have England and France and Germany and Brazil. It's going to be a great World Cup for the ages.